Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 26th. You start with this Cancer card. It says, nurture all you love. Take time to care for your well-being and nurture the things you love. You also have this Web of Creation card. It says, be aware of what you're weaving in your life to create better experiences. And yeah, I definitely feel it's a good time for Libra to create some better experiences in their life, or like more positive experiences. So I would be focusing on that for sure. You have the Devil, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. And this row is going to represent your current general energies. So the Devil can represent removing toxic influences or toxic people, toxic substances, whatever, out of your life. And it could be a good time to do that for sure. You know, we have this new moon on Monday, on the 26th. So the new moon is very positive, or it's, pretty positive, I should say. And so a lot of you could be doing things to remove, toxic influences, toxic people from your life, because we just had that full moon in Scorpio. And, the full moon in Scorpio is like a little challenging, but the full moon in Scorpio was kind of about admitting those truths to yourself that you might not want to. It's like you might not want to admit that you have toxic people in your life, or that something is kind of like holding you back, or something is draining you. The devil is an energy vampire, so this could be anything. It could be a person, a place, or a thing that is draining your energy. And, it kind of looks to me like this week you could be like finally admitting to yourself that something is an energy vampire, and you could be removing yourself from whatever that situation is. So I feel pretty good about that card. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles can be like a big opportunity that's coming in for you. You also have the Ace of Cups as well. So 2 aces in a reading to me is like a definite yes to any question that I haven't answered. So, this could just be a yes to anything that you're dealing with. The Ace of Pentacles is like an opportunity that has potential. So we have to make sure that we nurture the Ace of Pentacles into existing. There's this garden at the front of the Ace of Pentacles, and the garden kind of represents something like an opportunity that we need to make sure that we really take care of. We need to make sure we water it, feed it, fertilize it, give it sunlight, that we get it to grow, right? And I would make sure that you are doing whatever you can to get this big opportunity to grow in your life. You have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles can represent feeling left out in the cold. And so the Five of Pentacles is really a card that says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. You need to make sure to focus on your strengths. A lot of people I've noticed have had this type of energy this week. Again, one thing I will say is when I started the readings, I thought that this week would be very positive. And it's not that the week has been negative, but there have just been things, like little things that have been popping up in the week. So, this could be like you feeling like you can't overcome something, or feeling like you're not strong enough to handle something. And the Five of Pentacles says, well, you are. You are definitely strong enough. You definitely have the ability to handle what you need to handle. And the Five of Pentacles really wants us to believe in ourselves more. And that's exactly what I would do with the Five of Pentacles, is believe in yourself. I meant to end that there, Libra. With the Devil, you have the Knight of Swords. I would be careful of any past devils rushing into your life. It's kind of weird. The first new moon after a retrograde, or after retrogrades, is kind of like when we clear the energy. But sometimes I do think that past devils can, pop back up after the retrogrades. But again, the first new moon, which we're having on the 26th, that's usually when we finally really fully clear that retrograde garbage. So, again, this could be a person who's trying to rush back into your life, or a past devil that's trying to rush back into your life. And the Knight of Swords basically says don't. A lot of people have also had the Knight of Swords this week. Knight of Swords is my card that says do not jump to conclusions on anything. So, it might be I think it would be a good week for you to do your research, and don't just, accept things that people tell you, or that enter into your life, or ideas that people give you. Just do your research. It's kind of like a time, I even said this last week to a couple of signs, that I think it's a good time to trust but verify, right? Like, make sure that what something says it can actually do. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups could be like a love offer for sure, because we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. It could be a fire sign or a water sign. It could be any sign. I mean, you have everything here. So it literally could be any sign that is coming in for you. But if you're wanting love, this could be love. Now, with the Ace of Pentacles, this could be a dream because he has this fish in this cup. And I always say that fish might not exist. It might be part of his imagination. But all I know is that he needs to grab that fish and bring it down to earth. He needs to make sure that that fish does not escape. So I think it would be a good time, if you're getting an opportunity that is like in some way attached to your dream, it would be a good time for you to like bring it down to earth and make sure that you make it happen. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Death card. Death can represent a transformation or a change that's coming in for you. So some of you could be going through some sort of transformation or change in your life with the Death card. And obviously this would be a good thing. I mean, no matter what way we take it, we go to the Wheel of Fortune, we go to the Empress. Yeah, we have the Five of Wands, but the Five of Wands is showing up in the good stuff. So it looks to me like whatever this change or transformation is a good thing. Now, one thing I will say is you have the Five of Pentacles, and we have this guy right here, this Pope-looking guy. He is like begging for his life on the Death card. And this can kind of represent the beliefs that we hold on to or the things that we hold on to that prevent us from moving forward. So I think it would be a great week for you to work on your limiting beliefs, or even in your last row, you have this card that says release blocks on it. So it would probably be a good time for you to release those blockages that are kind of like holding you back. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Mystic Circle. It says your abilities will be enhanced. You have this Golem. It says a close friend acts on your behalf. So number one, I would definitely trust your intuition. But we are in a very intuitive time. Number two, you could have a lot of people that are really supporting you at this time. There's something, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, it's like all the air signs have been getting these readings of getting a lot of support from people. So, that is probably something that you should or are going to be taking advantage of. And, that support just could be very helpful. And sorry, Libra, I need to make sure this is still recording. And we are. So there we go. But anyway, I would make sure that you're kind of like focusing on that support. You have again, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the Ace of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. The Ace of Cups could be like a love offer or just love coming in for you. So if you want love, this looks amazing. Definitely could be your emotions overflowing, being very happy. So there could be a lot of happiness coming in with the Ace of Cups. Could just be a lot of, happy energy coming in for you as well. If you want love, like I said, it could be a love offer. The Ace of Cups is something that you can also do endlessly. The Ace of Cups can reach down into the water below it, and it's something that it can do forever. It can just reach down into the water below it and fill itself back up, and that causes it to overflow. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be creating more flow in your life, or you could be creating more overflow in your life, and that's what I would do with the Ace of Cups is like more activities that create flow. And I know that's confusing, but like anything you can do during the day that just creates flow is what I would be doing with that card. You have the King of Wands. King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So with the King of Wands, again, we have to be bold, assertive, confident. We have to like really move towards our dreams and go after the things that we want in life. And if we do that, then things will get better. The King of Wands could also be like a bold, assertive person who's making a move towards you. So like I said, if you want love, definitely could be a fire sign. You have a lot of fire here. Could just be a fiery person. I think there will be a lot of attraction between the two of you as well, because we go down to the Empress. So that's nice. The other thing is you go up to the Wheel of Fortune and down to the Empress. Both of those cards kind of represent just a general flow. Same with the Ace of Cups, right? So I would say that if you're dating, it's like maybe one of the people has just a nice flow. And that's what I would focus on with this energy. On top of that, you have the Page of Wands right next to it. So the Knight of Wands, he's a little bit of a visionary. Most people don't look at him as intuitive. And it might not necessarily be intuition. It might just be that he's good at recognizing patterns in the world, or, he's good at paying attention. But the King of Wands, he can have very like futuristic, innovative ideas for his life. And again, we have the Page of Wands right next to him. So if you have any like innovative, futuristic ideas for your life, the Page of Wands definitely says it would be a good time for you to take action towards those ideas. You have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups can represent fulfillment or wish fulfillment coming in for you. So the Nine of Cups wants us to focus on fulfillment. We have to do things that cause fulfillment. Same thing with the Ace of Cups. It's a simple, it sounds too good to be true, Libra, I know, because I used to make things very hard on myself. But once I just started doubling down on the things that flow for me, that are easy for me, like doing this, it is no work at all for me to do these readings. It doesn't even feel like work, right? Very easy for me to do every single day. And that's how, I've been posting consistently for 10 years, right? Is because I pay attention to flow. And so the Nine of Cups wants you to do more of the activities in your day or in your life that really flow. And if you do that, then things will go well. And that's it. That's what I would do. With the Ace of Cups, definitely could be a love offer coming in for you. For those of you that want love, it's a very good love reading. The Lovers is like a divinely guided connection. This is your higher self angel, and he is guiding these two people together. So for those of you that want love, there definitely could be like a divinely guided connection that's coming in here. I feel, like I said, it just seems to me like it feels like something that just works. Like there isn't very much, it's like there isn't like that beginning struggle. I feel, if you're wondering like, who is this person? I think when you meet, some of you, I don't think have met this person, or I don't even think you know who this person is yet. This could be a person you meet over the summer. But one thing that I think will stand out to you that's popping into my head is like there's none of that beginning awkwardness. I feel just there's something. I don't want to say it's easy because we are definitely not in an easy time, but there's something that is easier about it, and that's probably the thing that will stand out to you the most. Here you go. With the King of Wands, you have the Page of Pentacles. Definitely could be a love offer. Page of Pentacles is communication. And we have 3 pages right here. So normally we consider the Knights to be the communicators or the messengers in the tarot. But the Page of Pentacles I definitely consider to be a card of a person who could be delivering a message or who could be wanting to communicate with you. So, like I said, I do think that there could be a message coming in for you either this week or soon if you want love. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Nine of Wands. Everybody has had something about needing to make sure they don't give up this week. It could be because the energy is changing. So because we're having the new moon, the energy is very different. Or the energy is starting to be different this week. Things that we've tried to do in the past that didn't work can work better now. I always say, we've had an extended period of retrogrades since November until like last month. And, basically, you might as well say last month. Or you might as well say the beginning of this month, really, right? Or like the first half of this month. So whenever we have that, it's almost like we get spiritual PTSD, right? It's like we are so used to things being slow, things not working, things not moving forward, that we get a little bit stuck in that energy. And so if we think, I want to start this project, our brain might be like, no, remember, since November, you haven't been able to get a damn thing done. So you have to get out of your head a little bit with this energy. And I think you have to realize that things can move forward now. Next in the area, messages from your future self. You have this horse spirit says freedom is yours. You have this wolf spirit says turn knowledge into wisdom. Yes, definitely. I think that these cards here, it's an amazing time to set yourself free. Everybody should be focused on setting themselves free, and I think that's what you should be doing with this energy. The wolf spirit says turn knowledge into wisdom. I think you've learned a lot, and I feel that what you should be doing is using your knowledge to create more wisdom in your life. And that's what I would do with these 2 cards. You have the Wheel of Fortune. I really do feel this Wheel of Fortune is very simple in your reading. It's not saying like the typical Wheel of Fortune stuff to me. What it's saying to me is things are finally moving forward, but maybe you haven't realized it with that Nine of Wands. So again, you could be a little bit still stuck in those 6 months or 7 months, November to May, the beginning of this month, May. And it's like you need to realize that you're not stuck anymore. The Wheel of Fortune is all about getting the wheel to spin in the right direction. It can spin forwards or backwards, and we just have to put the work in to make sure it spins forwards. We have to double down on the good stuff to make that happen, but we also have to take care of the challenges right away. It's not all about the good. It's also about the challenges that come up. We don't let them become bigger challenges. We make sure we take care of them very quickly so they don't become worse, and that's what I would be making sure to do with that Wheel of Fortune. You have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about going on an adventure. So I think it would be an amazing time for you to go on adventures right now with the Page of Wands. I think it would be an amazing time for you to like travel, explore, adventure, have fun, all that other stuff with this card. So, I think that would be good. Also, like I said, I think I said this at the beginning of the reading, pretty much every single sign has had something about needing to have more fun and being more happy-go-lucky and kind of like lighthearted this week. So, anything you can do that puts you in that space, like that childlike space, would be a very good idea for you. I also do feel, you are the first reading this week where I really, really feel that you're going to notice a difference. For most people, I feel it's like gradual. It's like they kind of like slowly, they realize that things have changed. For you, it's like a much more hard cut that I feel here, where you're like, you could wake up on like Monday, if you're watching this reading early, and you could be like, oh my God, things feel different, right? And so I would take advantage of that different energy. I would make sure that you're, having fun, putting yourself out there, going on adventures, doing fun things. You have the Empress. The Empress says you're very attractive at this time, Libra. Again, you're a Libra. Libra is considered like the most attractive sign, so it makes sense. I would be putting yourself out there more if you want love. I would be getting more attention. It does seem to me like there is like a connection here, like we already said, where there will be a lot of attraction. The Empress is also great for increasing your abundance. This reading is more about people, but, I would definitely say anything you can do. Part of the Empress is being in the flow, right? All she has to do is wave that scepter in front of her, and the wheat in front of her will grow. So she's not having to struggle to create that abundance that's coming up in front of her. That is what the flow is. So, again, another card that kind of says if you can simplify, the more simple you can make things, the better with the Empress energy. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Three of Swords. Some of you could be fearing that you're going to be heartbroken again. Three of Swords is about forgiveness. So to avoid the Three of Swords, we have to forgive past people, or we have to forgive ourselves for the things that we didn't see. We don't have to forgive those people directly. We just have to forgive them in our heart. And if we do that, we will be able to move forward. So I think it would be a great time for you to practice forgiveness and to make sure that you are forgiving, past people, past situations, so that you can heal and move forward. And yeah, that's pretty much all I get off of this Three of Swords. With the Page of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. Yeah, I would be careful of thinking, this one is like the last one, right? So if you are wanting to get into a connection, Three of Swords and Four of Cups would be kind of like jumping to the finish line and just assuming that a person is going to hurt you when you shouldn't. So the Four of Cups, he has been disappointed at least 3 times before, and he's getting this new offer. The whole point of the Four of Cups is that he has learned what to avoid like 3 times before, and all he has to do is apply what he learned to this new cup. So if you are getting a love offer, all you have to do is pay attention to what you've experienced in the past and just, apply the lessons that you learned, and you will be fine. So there you go. With the Empress, you have the King of Cups. Yeah, we have both here. King of Cups twice. This could be like a fire sign that is very connected emotionally, or that could be something you notice that's different, is that maybe this person has much more stable emotions. Maybe they are able to communicate their emotions much more clearly. I always say that the King of Cups is very emotional, but he's not going to be crying on your shoulder every 2 seconds. That's not the type of emotion that we get off the King of Cups. He is more stable emotionally, and he's, on the positive side of things, he's a very direct communicator. So, again, this could be a person who has their emotions squared away. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Accept Help card, yes. You have this Release Blocks card, yes. Devil, for sure. So it might be a good time to, it might be a good time to just do some, personal work that helps you release the blockages in your life, plain and simple. The Accept Help card, I feel, is saying you should accept help in your life, plain and simple. We talked all about how, people could be really helping you this week, or people could be helping to lift you up, or whatever you want to call it. And so I think this is saying you just need to say yes, that's it. You have the King of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. King of Cups, again, is about exploring your emotions on a very deep level. He's sitting in the middle of the ocean, and he has very deep emotions, and so he needs to pay attention to his deep emotions. He needs to pay attention to how he feels and all that other stuff. So on a personal level, it might just be a very good week because it's showing up in the good stuff for you to explore how you feel about things. Maybe that's it, and really, that's it. Sometimes I think we just need to take a pause and we just need to get clear, right? That's it, on how we feel about what we're doing. And being able to pay attention to that will help you get into the flow. It will help you remove the blockages and get more into this flow energy. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You always get the Queen of Pentacles with me, and the Queen of Pentacles is about resourcefulness. So I think resourcefulness has been a big theme for Libra for a long time. You know, it's like you've been trying to be more resourceful, or maybe you've been trying to use your resources in a better way. And so a lot of you just have probably been working with your money or, you know, trying to work with your money, trying to make your money better, or trying to figure out how to make your money better. So, you know, all that comes up for me there. You have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can be conflict or competition. The Five of Wands and the good stuff can say that you are coming out above the competition. I get a couple of things here, Libra. Like, number one, if there's competition for a person you're interested in, you know, this could be your person. You could be the one that is standing out above the competition. The other thing that I'm getting here is that if you have been looking for a job or a position and there is a lot of competition, this could be like an offer coming in for you. You could be, again, standing above the competition. With the King of Wands, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, card of expansion and growth. Three of Wands is would be about following your feelings. With the King of Cups, he is being asked to expand into the world. He is looking at that water out here with these boats on the ocean, and those boats are going somewhere he has never been before. So he is feeling a pull to go do something, you know, different in his life, or to do something unique, or to do something he's never done before. And so I think for a lot of you, that could be what's going on here, is that you're being called to adventure, or you're being called to, you know, step into things that you've never stepped into before. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, same thing. You know, the other good thing about the Queen of Pentacles with the Page of Wands is that you could finally have the resources to be able to go on an adventure. So again, if you've been trying to do something, we have this twice. If you've been trying to do something but you have been lacking the resource or haven't been able to get the resource for a long time, then I feel like you could be getting the resources that you desire, or you could be getting the resources that you feel like you're missing out on, or you have felt like you are missing out on for a long time. So I really do like that. With the Five of Wands, oh, what do you know? We have the Emperor. Are you kidding? This is very good, Libra. This could be your Emperor, your Empress that you're attracting, your divine counterpart. And again, this is one of those things where maybe there's competition for this person, or maybe there's competition for both of you, because, you know, the Empress also, she glows, she has attention, she stands out in the world. So, you know, that looks very good. Next, you have this Wheel card. It says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. I think this is what you have been dealing with, is like not being sure what your next steps are. But, you know, again, there's like a big change this week. I feel like all of a sudden you could be waking up like on Monday or Tuesday of this week and being like, oh, I know what to do now. It's like there's something about, you know, clarity or answers coming in for you. The other thing is that the devil can be like a black cloud over your head. You know, it can be something that causes confusion. So if you are dealing with a person who is confusing you, then again, it might be time to leave that situation. You have this Peacock. It says, beware of great pride. I would be careful of cocky people. I think this is going to be true all year. Like, we just need to be careful of people who are just too arrogant, who have too big of an ego. And, you know, we just need to avoid it. You have this Parrot. It says, someone will gossip about you and all your secrets. I mean, sure. Who cares, right? I always say, you know, it's free attention, right? I love free attention as well. So, you know, if people are talking about you, let them talk. It means that you're on their mind. They're thinking about you. They're sending you free energy and all that other good stuff. So I would just ignore it. You have this Wedge card. It says someone is trying to come between you and something you want. Yeah, I would be careful of like letting people into a relationship with you and another person. You know, this could be like a person who's jealous, who's like, oh, you shouldn't date this person. They do this, they do that. But it might not be true. So I would be careful of who you listen to. I would just be careful in general in all areas of life of the people who tell you not to do things. You know, they could, even... like I always say, I don't think people are necessarily bad when they do this. They could be trying to protect us, but, you know, again, if you feel with that King of Cups that you should do something, then trust your feelings, not like another person. You have the Stork. It says news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Definitely something new. Two aces. Two aces is definitely a new opportunity coming in for you. So a lot of you are like birthing something new. And I feel it'll be very successful here, Libra. So I really like this a lot. I like this reading a lot for you, Libra. So this looks good. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.